What's up, folks? Nice morning update. November 22nd. So again, a lot of traffic in the 3640 area, and incidentally, that was our low at 5 a.m. 4 and 5 a.m. Eastern time seems to be the bottom. That's what happened yesterday. Yesterday was wild. Came back down on the overnight, ripped up, and then came crashing down. It was crazy. So I'm watching that 3740. We lose that, opens up the downside. We could see a park at 20 or 5900, but I think that this 7580 would probably be the next target, then 55. So we will see. We get above 85, and again, there's a ton of traffic in up here where we kind of round it out and then we're bouncing back. So we could look at that as a bull flag. There's so much traffic in here, but I 60-20 I think is really kind of what I'm looking at initially for up above. Here's the hourly chart. Pivot is 52. I actually like that. Here's the 64-61 area, which is decent. This has been fairly important. We're coming up to the 70-73. 77's our high. We could get into the 80, 88, and then we have 59.99 is your R1. I really like that for a level. We get above that, and I think that's that. Then we can see that 20 level and possibly the 30 level. Again, we're not that far from all-time highs. Down below 59.19, this 20 level, as I said, I think that would be a park if we got below. I like when that lines up with the S1, so I'm going to watch S1. 25 is your weekly, your monthly volume weighted average percentage. 0805, that's important as well. We will see. I don't know today, but here's your drop, your spike low, retreat up. All of these have been defended, right? So it's like we get to a level and it just rips back up. So I feel like it's going to be hard to plunge, and if it is, it's going to be short-lived. You look at the wick on that was from yesterday. So, that was down here at that 07 level, then it ripped straight up, 80 points basically, and then, it was just, or this was it, ripped up 70 points, back down, tapped it again, then went up to 80, and then we've just kind of been trickling down. Again, a leak down here, and then, so I don't know. This is it's pretty wild. But typically, that's not necessarily a bull flag formation, but this is, where we've come back up, hit, based, stick save the 50, and then we're wicking back up. So you can see by these wicks that, bulls control the tape. It's just every time they try to push it down, it just gets ripped back up. So I think dip buying is still here. Here's your monthly. Again, you had volume concentration in the 26 and basically 07 level, 05, 07. And then we've kind of filled out this area. Your point of control is 59.19, which coincides with that 20 level. So I do think that 20 level will be fairly significant. And then this is where we were about to lose that gap into the 57.50. And if you look at last month, that 57.50, we spent time there. So that's going to be an interesting level. You do have a, 57.24 was the low last month and the low this month. So I find that interesting. So again, I'm not bearish at any point right now. That could change, but I think that everything is kind of being hold. Wicks or weekly is holding. What else? Let's go to SPX. We filled a cash gap yesterday when it dropped all the way down. So we opened up here and then just tanked. So that was a double, I think it was a triple cash gap at one point yesterday when we opened up higher. And this was considered a floating island, but we broke that. Again, 17's your high. 50 days at 58.75, I'd watch that. And then you have a cash gap again at 58.53. We did chew into that. That was a little bit higher. But no cash gaps up here right now. Euro lost that 4.5 level I was talking about, dipped down to 3-ish, 3.3. This is nuts, right? What a disaster for the euro. So let's see. I'm waiting. This should have a rip bounce back at some point. If not, then Europe's toast. It's Friday. ES down 4. NASDAQ down 36. Dow up 31 and Russell up 7. So we will see how this transpires. Little weakness in NVIDIA. Not quite the huge marching boom that I think everyone expected. But stay safe. Friday, if you don't see it, don't trade it. Next week's going to be interesting. It's holiday week. So, but I will be around.